Good evening and welcome to the news on Lagos Television tonight. National Economic Council advocates creation of National Committee on Exports to boost the country's revenue generation. Concerned women in Nigeria call for promotion of peace and agitation for restructuring. Lagos State government clears illegal trading outlets, warns traders against violating environmental laws. Another foreign saying China to shut down North Korean companies over nuclear threats. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I am Adetola Kayode. You're welcome. The National Economic Council (NEC) has called for the creation of the National Committee on Exports as a way of mopping up several export strategies aimed at boosting Nigeria's revenue generation. This is one of the resolutions reached at the NEC meeting, which ended a few hours ago at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa. The National Committee on Exports is to propel the diversification drive of the federal government through promotion of export of agricultural products.
A lot more in promoting exports. And premise on this, a National Committee on Export Promotion has been constituted to help work alongside the various institutions that will see states truly taking ownership of the process of export promotion. Members of this committee are Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Federal Ministry of Transport, Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing, Federal Ministry of Finance, and of course 3 governors would also be involved here. We have the governors of Jigawa, Lagos, and Ebonyi states. Central Bank will also be represented, the NNPC, and the Nexim.
Meanwhile, as part of resolutions emanating from this meeting of the state governors, the federal government has been urged to hand over some federal roads to the state governments for immediate fixing through private partnership. This renewed call is coming on the heels of the dilapidated state of some major roads across the country.
The state governors are very much concerned about, these failures. It's been agitating our minds very highly, and we are thinking about, strategies, and we solicited that federal government should give out some of the federal roads, to states, so that states can fix the roads, maybe through investors, and then be able to maybe tow the roads. And we believe strongly that it will be more effective because the number of federal roads that is being handled by the federal government. There's no amount of budget that can fix it. But if some of these roads are given out to state governments, and then they maintain a handful of it, and of course the budgeted funds, in the annual budget should also could be also given to states.
The Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, was also charged with the responsibility of evolving sustainable strategies towards avoiding overloading, which has been identified as the major crux of road failures in the country. And concerned women have advised advocates and opponents of the restructuring to do so within the ambits of the law and not overheat the polity with hate speeches. The women, led by Senator Florence Itagiwa, made the call to promote continued peace and harmony in Nigeria. We have details in Remi Oladende's report.
Under the aegis of Women for Peaceful Coexistence and Unity of Nigeria, and concerned as the country approaches a 57th independence anniversary, Senator Florence Itagiwa, who recalled her experiences during the previous civil war, cautioned against fanning the embers of another.
I've been a refugee of, in a civil war, moving from one place to another, not knowing when next we are going to. You just follow the crowd, and you get there. When you see a place that people are going, you go there and find your mat or mattress and put it on the floor. But there's a limit to how much you can carry in 1403. And at some point, we have to start dropping things on the way. So let Nigeria know that this thing is for real. The war is for real. You suffer. Talk like climate change is for real. So please help us, the media. Because we are all interested in this country. That's why we're here. And like I said, I cannot underestimate. In fact, I don't know how to put it, but the role of the media is extremely, extremely important in dissemination of information.
Former Deputy Governor of Lagos, Mrs. Sinotu Ojikutu, and frontline publisher Kafila Togbara said Nigerians everywhere must fight against the breakup of the nation.
Whoever is beating the war drum, they should take caution. They should please have the fear of God in their hearts and know that they are not the ones who gave this life. So they should not agitate, they should not want to be the one to take it. Nobody gains from any war. Even the people who start it may not be the ones to see the end of it. So let people try and keep peace.
We are appealing and pleading with all Nigerians all over the country, especially those that are agitating in the north and in the southeast, that they should please not drum the beat of war. Let Nigeria be at peace. There are a lot of threats towards October 1st. So we felt that there was a need for us to come out as mothers and women, to come and appeal and cry out that we are mothers and we know the pains of having children.
They reminded the Nigerian people across the country to strengthen democracy towards deepening national development.
Even if the present generation do not understand the choice of war, I would encourage their parents to, from time to time, sit around and have a session with the family, the children, and tell them what they went through. Because every parent, every 70-year-old now was a young person, was about maybe 18, 19, 20, 50 years on. I'm over 70 now, so all of us experience it as young people. And young people suffer most. So it's important for the parents to encourage their children to embrace peace and unity and not violence. You understand? Not even verbal violence, because the verbal violence is the beginning of trouble, of war.
We want to know ourselves, to love ourselves, to respect ourselves, and by God's grace, I don't think that there's any problem from the Northerners, and I pray again, the Igbos, we are all good family, one Nigeria, nothing will happen.
The meeting is an effort by the women ahead of the country's 57th anniversary towards entrenching unity and peaceful coexistence in Nigeria.
The unity of this country is not negotiable. The unity of this country is not negotiable.
Remi Oladende, Ltv News.
And moving on to other stories, the Nigeria Police remains committed to securing lives and property across the Federation. This was re-emphasized at the commissioning of the new office complex in Mopo 20, Ikeja, Lagos. Inspector General of Police charged citizens to be more patriotic while exercising their civic responsibilities. Abiola Ajayi was there for LTV.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, commissioning the new office structure at the Mopo 20 office complex, Ikeja, Lagos. The structure is dedicated to the memory of the slain mobile police officers who died during a face-off with robbers at Zenith Bank, Owerri, early this year. Relations of the deceased commended the Nigeria Police authorities whilst pleading for more support.
Since my husband died, everything is not moving well with us because it's the only helper that I have. I have 6 children for him.
Suppose them they die, them no call them. But he come, God come, this my God, come notate me. Then remember me with my children. I'm very happy.
The IGP on arrival made a tour of the facility, unveiled the plaque, and sheds more light on its significance.
As a leader, you have to be very proud. You've got children that are doing good. And I think this is a good project to all of us. And I believe it's an example that all officers should copy. They are going to be meant for offices, expansion of offices' responsibilities, and I think it's good for the unit.
With less than a week to the 57th anniversary of the nation's independence, the police boss reassures citizens of the force's commitment to security of lives and property across the nation.
So far, I think we are doing good. And I call on the citizens of this country to everybody to take security as a very serious serious issue in this country. That everybody, every Nigerian should contribute, his quota to to ensuring that we have maximum security all over the country.
Abiola Ajayi, Ltv News.
A federal high court in Abuja struck out the application by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to serve the recall petition against Senator Dino Melaye by substituted means. Justice Nnamdi Dingba struck out the application after INEC's counsel Yunus Ustaz SAN applied to withdraw it. Justice Dingba also ordered the transfer of all pending applications to the Court of Appeal. Melaye, APC Kogi West, had earlier appealed the judgment of the court on September 11, which gave INEC the go-ahead to commence its recall process. And traders across Lagos State must remain within the government-approved markets or face sanctions. The Lagos State Commissioner for the Environment, Dr. Babatunde Adejare, restated this while inspecting the clearing of illegal trading outlets in and around the Ogba retail market in the Ikeja axis. Environmental correspondent Remiola Dende has the details. We'll bring you that report later. The Lagos State Christian Pilgrims Welfare Board has commenced an administrative and medical screening exercise for the 2017 intended pilgrims as part of efforts to have healthy and well-prepared pilgrims for the 2017 pilgrimage to Jerusalem, Greece and Rome. The screening exercise is also to sensitize the pilgrims on the journey and to ascertain the genuineness of the processed data. We have details in this report.
Pilgrimage to the Holy Land is a spiritual exercise and purification which also strengthens faith. The 2017 intending pilgrims are here gathered for a health and administrative screening which will help ensure their fitness and confirm the genuineness of the details supplied.
It also helped the Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission to be able to give approval or recommendation for most intending pilgrims to recognize that they are going on a spiritual journey. This is not like when they go to UK or USA on holiday. This is a spiritual exercise.
We are screening the people to ascertain the veracity of the information they put on the form, and also to make sure that these are genuine intending pilgrimage and that they are not just using it as a cover-up to go and disappear from Nigeria. And also, we also want to ascertain their health status, if they will be fit to go on pilgrimage.
We want to see if the passport is not going to expire in the next 6 months, or probably it has expired. They cannot travel with such documents. Health workers definitely will follow them to take care of their health, to see to their whatever health challenge that might occur during or before the traveling.
After the screening, the prospective pilgrims commended the Lagos State government's effort and urged participants to allow their journey to the Holy Land reflect in their daily activities.
I believe Lagos State have actually tried. They perform excellently well, right from the period we entered this place, and their screening exercise. From the doctor's point of view, they really tried.
We appreciate what Governor Hakiwumi Hambode is doing for us, especially the provision made for our accommodation and feeding.
The screening, which includes administrative, medical, and financial management exercise, amongst others, is a continuous one.
In order to bring justice administration closer to the people and fast-track the process of justice delivery, the Lagos State Ministry of Justice has flagged a free legal clinic at Agege local government. According to the team leader, Tola Kisoya, the legal clinic is made up of 8 different agencies. Correspondent Chief Fumiolati tells us more.
Issues relating to domestic violence, employer-employee disputes, landlord-tenant face-off, and other cases requiring legal intervention abound in our society. Most times, affected individuals do not toe the legal path because of the perceived high cost it attracts. To address this, Lagos State Ministry of Justice established free legal clinic, and part of the strategies adopted is to visit people in their local government areas.
The governor of Lagos State, Mr. Hakiwumi Hambode, with the able assistance of the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Adeniji Kazeem, they have resolved that legal clinics should be established to meet the needs of the people of Lagos State. And that is why they thought it fit that we should bring it to the people, because most people are not aware of the various agencies. We have 8 different agencies under the auspices of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice.
This time, it was the turn of Agege local government. The team's first stop was the office of the local government chairman of the area.
The visit is a welcome one. It's part of our program in Agege local government. Partner with them is going to help the local government.
Thereafter, they moved to the palace of Ologba of Ogbaland. The Adele Oba of Ogbaland received them and also expressed delight at the program brought to the vicinity. The venue of the free legal clinic was Agege Main Market. Officials distributed flyers to residents to sensitize them on the concept of the legal clinic.
The populace, they've been quite receptive. They've come around, we have already taken notes. Some people have come with their complaints and we've noted them with the view to resolving them. These services, because they are free, if you don't come out to say what problems you have, the government cannot go from door to door. But then they can have a unit like this whereby people can come in to state whatever thing they want the government to do for them.
The free legal clinic moves to Lagos Island in November. Sheyi Fumiolátidé, LTV News.
In a radio local council development area lies the ancient town of Ibama, standing in the middle of 10 other towns. Ibama is the jewel in the crown of towns in the council area. Ekpa Division Bureau correspondent Olumide Ojo brings to you the history and tradition of Ibama town. Here's Olumide's report.
The ancient town of Ibama is said to be around 600 years old. The town is in the middle of 10 other towns, including Ilara, Igboye, Odoragunshi, Odogbaujo, amongst others. Its founder is reputed to be a powerful hunter.
If anybody coming to Ibama, either through Ogun State or Lagos State, wherever, when coming in through Mojoda, you will locate Ibama. Through Mojoda, you can locate Ibama as well through Odoragunshi. You can also get to Ibama through Ilara, even from Igboye. All these villages surrounding Ibama are links that we can get into Ibama.
Ìrànlọ́wọ́ ni mo fẹ́ kí gómìnà kó ràn wá lọ́wọ́. A ní ìdí ọba nínú Ìbọ̀wọ̀. Agẹmọ yẹn àti jíǹjì náà ti ń ṣe agẹmọ nílùú Ìbọ̀wọ̀.
I want the governor to help us at Ibama. We need a king. We also want him to help us elevate our Agemo festival, like he has done in Ekpe and other places. We beg him.
The town is well known for its religious tolerance, accommodating the Christians, Muslims, and the indigenous faith for close to a century without issues.
In 1937.
Ibama is a popular town. Education came to Ibama since 1937. In 1932, Christianity was introduced. Islam was introduced since 1928. Surrounding towns used to come to Ibama to worship or pray. Ibama used to be number one in education and in religious matters.
In education, in many other things.
Ibama is one of the 16 agemos in Akilejebu, and is the only agemo of that of 16 that fall in Lagos State today. The other 15s are in Ogun State.
The Agemo cult is an integral part of the Ibama tradition, and it is celebrated annually in the town. Ibama, like it is in most parts of Ekpe Division, boasts of vast arable land.
Ekpe Division, that's between here and Ibejuleke, occupy more than 30% of the entire landmass of Lagos. Do you understand? Out of 30% we occupy as a division, we have only populated less than 25%. So what that means is that we have 75% of virgin land to do anything we want to do. So that is why we are confident that there is still a lot of room for development in the area of agriculture and in the area of infrastructure. So that is why it's not coincidence that a lot of things are coming towards this direction, because this is where the land is.
Youth now, male and female, are no more interested in farming. But if it is irrigated farming or cultivated farmed land by the government, where they will be paid money every month, with little they can do with their handwork, I think if the government does that, the youth can come down to work over there and be paid salaries, because it is salary they need monthly, which has to be fertile, particularly when they are going to work on the farm.
The accommodating nature of Ibama and its topography makes it an investor's haven. Ltv News.
You're still watching the news on Lagos Television. Still ahead. Ltv chapter of Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union gets new executive. That's in a moment. Please. Thank you for staying tuned. The 2017 edition of the Parents Forum Summit has been held in Ikorodu with focus on educating parents on skills and issues surrounding parenting. Ikorodu Bureau Chief Tundu Yuso was at Government College, Ikorodu, venue of the summit, and she filed in this report.
Because school children are exposed daily to information that either help or lead them to serious moral or educational challenges, it has become imperative for parents to be actively involved in the activities of their wards. To this end, Parent Forum Education District 2 gathered stakeholders for another edition of the forum.
Anywhere in the world, no single government can fund education, and that is why the government of His Excellency Akinwumi Ambode is, seeking for collaboration with parents and other social corporate partners to come into partnership with Lagos State government in funding education and uplifting the face of education in Lagos State. And this, I can surely tell you that we have been receiving a lot of donors and intervention from private partners.
The Parent Forum, a non-governmental organization, as the first stakeholder in education sector, has also contributed in a little way to complement the effort of government in various public schools in Lagos State through provision of school furniture, repair of school amenities, payment of intervention teachers and security guards, and seminar to parents on the need to enlighten them about their children's education, both at the school level, zone level, state level, as entrenched in the government guidelines given to the parents.
Speaking on the theme of discourse, parents' attention were drawn to trending and topical issues affecting children.
Parents must create time out of no time to support our children. Number one, do you talk to them about what has happened in the school? Do they have that listening ear? Because sometimes the children will come home, there's nobody at home. It's just the woman next door that has the food for the child. That's not good enough. So what we're saying today is let's create time to support those children.
For the parents, the summit was highly educative, especially on some issues they would ordinarily ignore and others that they have no prior knowledge of.
I learned to be more closer to my child, so that my child should not just I should not just ignore my child for ignoring sake. So I should always learn to be more closer to my child, to hear from my child. And whatever my child discusses with me, then I should look into it and guide and advise him or her the more.
This is my first time of hearing. I never knew that things like this is happening in government setting. I've learned a lot. I jotted a lot of things because I'm touch, because I'm guilty of some of those things that was discussed.
At the end of the forum, it was concluded that to enhance academic and moral upbringing of children, the support and partnership from parents, students, and teachers is of utmost importance. Olatudo Yusuf, Ltv News.
And still on education, over 60 staff and students of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, have been honored at the 2016-2017 Merit Award ceremony. Stakeholders at the event say it is an indication that government's investment in this sector is yielding fruitful results. Details in Jumoke Oyewumi's report.
Rewards for industry and dedication to duty are the hallmark of any organization that cherishes the input of its workforce, just as the success of such organization is engendered by the overall performances of its staff. This was clearly evident at the Merit Award ceremony of the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB, where schools, staff and students of the board, referred to as uncommon workers by the board executive chairman, Ganiu Shopenyi, were appreciated and honored for their outstanding performances.
The basic education level is extremely important in the education ladder. It is the level at which the foundation is laid for successive levels. Special attention must therefore be paid to issues of basic education, including encouraging excellent performance through awards such as this.
The awardees in this hall today represent the best in our classrooms, offices, behind the wheels, and even at the gates of SUBEB and in the 20 local government education authorities. To be specific, our teachers in public primary schools have displayed dynamism, professionalism, and creativity in the teaching and learning process.
When you are promoted, it is called for more service. So they are going to do more. It will encourage them. I can see a lot of people are like, oh, this has happened, I'm going to do more next year.
Unlike what obtained in the past events, two of the awardees were presented with a brand new Toyota Camry and Hyundai vehicles.
To God be the glory. I feel elated, fulfilled, so to speak. This to me is a manifestation of the fact that hard work pays. So it really just motivates me to be committed more now than ever.
I'm very happy, very proud to be a teacher today. Because the time I started working, I never believed that I can hold a car, I can be given a car through the hard work of the teacher.
Last year, we did not give car gift to the best teacher. We have improved on what we did last year, and from what I said in the hall, by the grace of God, next year it is going to be something better than even these cars and other gifts we have given.
The awardees and other staff were tasked on continuous dedication to duty at ensuring further improvement of the education sector. Olajumoke Oyewumi, Ltv News.
And moving on to other stories, there's the need for theater arts practitioners to market quality home videos and maintain a good relationship with the media as major promoters of their arts. The executives of the Theater Arts and Motion Pictures Producers Association of Nigeria, Ikeja Lagos chapter, said this during a courtesy visit to Lagos Television. We have details in this report.
Television is a major promoter of theatre and artworks, hence the need for practitioners to partner with operators. The executives of the Lagos Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Producers Association of Nigeria, at this courtesy visit to Lagos Television, commended the management for the continuous contribution towards the growth of the industry.
We are here to solicit for the support of Lagos State Television for our program, Ikeja Festival. Is coming up on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of November. The grand finale is 26th of November.
The team also solicited for support towards the upcoming program of the association.
They've been with us through thick and thin, and they love art, and that is what they know how to do, and they've been promoting us with the artists from the onset.
The general manager of Lagos Television, Mrs. Funke Mu, assured of the station's assistance to the association within its capacity.
We can, build our chest without the fear of sounding immodest, that we contributed to the progress of so many actors and actresses and artists in Nigeria. It was from here that so many of them started, and they are big today. And I'm just so happy that they have not forgotten us, because from time to time, when we call on them, they oblige us. I hope that the same thing will apply to you gentlemen and ladies, and that if you have any finished product that you can give us to use as content, we'll be very much happy to have them.
Lagos Television has been at the forefront of promoting the goodwill of artists.
The importance of election is for it to be free and fair. This key principle was displayed at the election of the Radio, Television and Theatre Arts Workers Union Lagos Television Chapter, where Tokwe Ogunade emerged as chairman. We have details in this report.
Election for so many years has been the only true mechanism used for any democracy to strive. Gathered at the Combo Hall are members of Lagos Television Ratao, who have come to cast their votes to ensure that the right candidates are elected for the progress of the union.
The way we have done the process was so open, free and fair. We even gave the opportunity for anybody to talk and say we don't want them if they are not being elected. For example, we have some unopposed candidates, and we call out the people to ask them if they actually want that person or not. So it's a free and fair election that we have done.
At the end of the election, Moshood Salu emerged the secretary with 20 votes, and Tokwe Ogunade, who was unopposed, emerged as the chairman.
I want to congratulate the new executive, and I want to challenge that they should keep the flag flying for the progress of our great union.
The outgoing chairman have said it all, and he has done a very great job. So we're going to start from where he stopped. The digitization process is coming. We need to enlighten our members more and make sure their welfare is not being toyed with.
The elected officers re-emphasized their commitment to members and assured continuity and progress of the union.
The Lagos State Commissioner for Home Affairs, Dr. Abdulhakeem Abdulateef, has commended residents of Lagos for their efforts in the sustenance of peaceful coexistence and harmonious relationships in this state, and implored them to continue more than ever before to eschew all divisive thoughts, ideas, utterances, and acts bordering on cultural, religious, and ethnic narrow sentiments. Ahead of the 2017 National Independence Day, the Commissioner stated that the independence celebration has commenced in the state with a special interdenominational service held at the Chapel of Christ the Light, Alausa, Ikeja, on the 24th of September 2017. He said other events earmarked for the independence celebration include a special Jumat service on Friday, 29 September at the Lagos State Central Mosque, Alausa, at 1 p.m. and a parade on Sunday, 1st October at the Police College Grounds, GRA, Ikeja, at 10 in the morning. We'll take another break, and when we return, Manufacturing Association of Nigeria renews call for patronage of Made in Nigeria products. And that's in business and economic news. Join us again. And away from sports, moving on to the foreign scene, where China has asked North Korean companies operating in its territory to close down as it implements United Nations sanctions against the reclusive state. The companies will be shut by early January. Joint Chinese and North Korean ventures will also be forced to close. China, Pyongyang's only major ally, has already banned textile trade and limited oil export. The move is part of an international response to North Korea's sixth and most powerful nuclear test. The UN Security Council, of which China is a member, voted unanimously for fresh sanctions on September 11th. China's Commerce Ministry said it had set a deadline of 120 days from the passage of the resolution for any North Korean companies within its borders to close. North Korea is politically and economically isolated, and the vast majority of its trade is with China. Time for us to take a look at what tomorrow's weather will look like. And with that, it's a wrap on the news. But before we go, let's take another look at our top stories. National Economic Council has advocated the creation of National Committee on Exports towards boosting the country's revenue generation. Concerned women in Nigeria have called for the promotion and peace amid agitations for restructuring of the country. Lagos State government has cleared illegal trading outlets in and around Ogba retail market, warning traders against the violation of environmental laws. And on the foreign scene, China says it will shut down North Korean companies over nuclear threats. For more on our news broadcast, please log on to our various social media platforms.